The camera pans across the desolate, red landscape of Xylos, a symphony of desolation and despair. Outpost K-7 stands starkly against the alien horizon, a metallic sentinel in a sea of crimson dust. Dust devils dance around the outpost, their swirling forms echoing the loneliness of this forsaken place. The harsh, unforgiving atmosphere of Xylos permeates every corner of Outpost K-7, a constant reminder of isolation. The scene conveys an overwhelming sense of abandonment, as if time itself has forgotten this lonely outpost. In the desolation of Xylos, Outpost K-7 stands as a monument to despair, a solitary structure in a world forgotten. In the data analysis room of Outpost K-7, Jian Li sits amidst a web of screens, her focus absolute. The cold light of the monitors reflects in her eyes as she spots the subtle, yet critical, anomalies. A flicker of concern crosses Jian Li's face as the truth dawns. The life support system is failing, her voice a mere whisper against the hum of the machines. This isn't good. Not good at all. The room seems to close in, the urgency of the situation pressing down on her as she assesses the data. In the stark office of Outpost K-7, Jan stands rigid with urgency, her anxiety a palpable force. Administrator Rorik reclines in his chair, his amusement a stark contrast to Jian's distress. Rorik dismisses Jian's concerns with a wave of his hand, his voice booming. Don't bother me with technicalities, Li. Everything's under control. Rorik's casual reassurance hangs heavy in the air, failing to ease Jian's growing unease. Outpost K-7 is plunged into chaos as alarms blare and red lights strobe, casting a hellish glow across the control room. Atmospheric stabilizers fail, their readouts flashing urgent crimson warnings, intensifying the growing panic. Rorik's face glistens with sweat as he barks frantic commands, his voice cracking under the overwhelming pressure. His desperate plea echoes through the control room. Do something. Anyone. Just fix it. Despite Rorik's frantic commands, the situation spirals further out of control, exacerbating the already dire circumstances. The alarms continue to blare. The red lights strobe, and the panic in the control room becomes an almost tangible force. Alarms blare. Chaos engulfs Outpost K-7's control room as sparks dance from a mangled console. Rorik's frantic gestures mirror the escalating crisis. Amidst the pandemonium, Jian's voice cuts through. Everyone, listen to me. Jian urgently commands, redirect power to auxiliary unit Gamma-7. Now. The crew scramble to comply with Jian's orders, a desperate attempt to regain control. The control panel flickers ominously, casting flickering shadows across the faces of the crew. Rorik struggles, but Jian, undeterred, races to the console, his fingers dancing across the keys. The crew watches, their faces etched with silent anticipation, as Jian seizes command. Jian's voice cuts through the tension. That's enough, Rorik. I'm taking over. The control room buzzes with a silent power struggle as Jian asserts his authority. Deep within Outpost K-7, auxiliary unit Gamma-7 sputters, then hums to life, its awakening presence filling the chamber. The oppressive red lights that once bathed the outpost in alarm now dim, offering a collective sigh of relief. Alarms, once shrill and deafening, gradually subside, leaving behind a silence pregnant with hope and anticipation. Crew members, their faces etched with exhaustion and worry, exchange relieved glances, a silent acknowledgement of shared peril overcome. Their gazes converge on Jian, a figure now imbued with newfound respect, his actions having averted disaster. In the quiet aftermath, a sense of unity pervades, forged in the crucible of crisis and defined by the courage to persevere. In the stark office of Outpost K-7, Rorik stands defeated, his shoulders slumped under the weight of unwelcome news. Nearby, Jian observes Rorik, her posture betraying a quiet sense of purpose as the weight of command shifts. A subtle shift flickers across Jian's face, revealing the quiet ambition now rising within her. The air thickens with unspoken tension as the mantle of leadership silently transfers. Jian is now in command. 34th Law of Power. Act like a king, to be treated like one. Jian is now in command. 34th Law of Power. Act like a king to be treated like one.